This is Time Warner Cable's local edition. I'm Brad Pomerance. We are joined by Stephen Llanusa. He is now the president of the Los Angeles County School Trustee Association as a member of the Claremont Unified School District Board. And we congratulate you, Mr. President, on your new position. I want to speak with you about legislation not out of Sacramento, but out of Washington, D.C. We all know about No Child Left Behind, tremendous focus upon standardized testing, looking at scores of schools overall. No Child Left Behind is a thing of the past.
It is. It has been replaced by legislation called Every Student Succeeds.
Okay.
Every Student Succeeds Act, or formerly the Elementary and Secondary Student Act. Success Act.
In the simplest terms, what's the difference?
The high-stakes testing that penalized schools and thereby students who did not do well on the national standards has been changed. There is now support that is determined at the state level rather than the national level.
So how does the Success Act interface with Common Core, if at all?
It interacts in the way that Common Core sets the curriculum, and the curriculum sets the assessment.
Okay.
The assessment measures how students are doing on nationally adopted standards. Students are doing well, schools are regarded well, and everyone is happy. However, these standards are very rigorous, so they're tough. And they're also being assessed online, which is different than has been done in the past.
But through the Success Act, are there punitive measures like there was under No Child Left Behind if schools and or students don't perform well on these new tests, which are confusing to some students?
Well, I wouldn't call them punitive measures, I would say remediation. And the remediation that schools and districts get are being determined by the states rather than by Washington.
I see. Because I understand under No Child Left Behind, schools were being labeled failing. No Child Left Behind required that parents receive a notice that your school is failing. And that caused a whole host of ramifications to attach.
And those ramifications were determined nationally. Now it's pushing the decisions down to the local level. And with states being able to make their own decisions, states like California really put it to the local level. We have the Local Control Accountability Plan, the LCAP, and the funding is done through the LCFF. Local Control Funding Formula.
So do we know how California plans to adopt the Success Act, meaning the elements of it that states are required to take control?
It's been fairly recently passed, so I'm not sure that California has decided how they're going to handle everything, but I think they're glad they will be able to handle everything.
So what's your sense of the new regime, Common Core plus Success Act?
What I like about the Success Act is that it includes a mention of the whole child or the whole education. It actually mentions arts, which No Child Left Behind had mentioned. There was such an emphasis on math and reading that things like science and arts were pushed to the back burner.
But at the same time, it just seems as if so many different acronyms are being thrown at schools. LCAP, LCFF, No Child Left Behind, if you want to create an acronym for that, or just all these different standards and legislations and laws and...
Right, education is the right place for acronym maniacs.
Right, exactly. And so are schools now at least receiving a singular message on how feds, state, and localities want them to operate?
Well, I don't know if California was prescient, but they were certainly fortunate in the fact that even before the Every Student Succeeds Act passed, that we already had local control.
That's true. His name is Stephen Llanusa.